In this video, we're going to be replacing the radiator fan switch on this 2005 Honda Element. You'll need to remove the engine splash shield underneath your vehicle and drain your radiator. With a 19mm socket, we're going to take off our wheel. Across the bottom side here, we have some push pins. You're probably going to have more push pins than we do. Our vehicle's missing a couple here or there, so wherever there are push pins, go ahead and remove them. So that's all our push pins up here. There should be a few more back here on this plastic piece. We have one more right here. Now this plastic splash shield here runs up inside the fender liner. So you're going to have two on each side. So if you follow this black plastic piece all the way up into your fender well, you'll see you have two push clips here. We're going to go ahead and remove those. All right, you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side. So underneath your radiator, on the driver's side of the radiator, you'll find your drain. We're going to turn that drain to open. I'm going to spin it towards the driver's side or counterclockwise, and you're going to drain your coolant. All right, so now's the time we can go ahead and close up our drain. You're going to follow that across to the passenger side. You're going to see the center support on your radiator. Directly next to that is your radiator fan switch. This gray plug here. So we're going to reach up and unplug this gray plug. Remove that. What we're actually going to do is take this plug and kind of sit it up and out of our way the best we can. And then we're going to take a 24mm wrench and break free our radiator fan switch, which we can now spin out. And remove. And there's your radiator fan switch. So now that you have your old radiator fan switch out, we're going to take the new one, we're going to thread it in by hand to start. It is a tight area to work in with tools, so we're going to get this as tight as we can by hand. All right, so with a 24mm deep socket and a small extension, you can get to it from behind this cross member. Just enough to tighten it down. All right, and we're going to torque down our radiator fan switch to 17 foot-pounds. Now we can take our connector and plug that in. And also while we're here, we can put this hose connector in place. Just kind of hold these two hoses together. That's it. So now we have our lower engine splash shield and our two side pieces that go into the fender liners, the fender wells. What we're going to do is put this up into position. We had a few more of these here, but they ended up breaking off. So we're just going to line up what we have left. Okay, so what we're doing is just lining up this area here first. All right, so that one should hold most of it in place. Now what we're going to do is just work around the perimeter and reinstall our plastic clips. So up here, we have one. And on the opposite side, we'll have another. Okay, so we're just going to continue with our clips. Now, our vehicle didn't have all of the clips in place. So at this point, you're going to want to put all of your clips back in place, or if you're missing any, you're going to want to replace them. So our fender well pieces here, we're just going to sit them up into the fender well. And you want to make sure while you're doing this that they're on the other side of the hook here. And make sure you're on the opposite side of that hook. The other hook on the other side is actually bent way up. So this one is a little bit easier to do and a little bit easier to see. And now we'll get into the fender well, start putting in those clips. So inside the fender well, this is going to be the same for driver and passenger. We're going to take this splash shield area here, we're going to put it up. We're going to put our clips in place. So up in the passenger fender well, we'll go ahead and put our clips on our lower splash shield piece. Normally you would have more of these across the bottom. Ours broke off. This plastic gets pretty fragile. So to hold our splash shield up, we're still going to put some clips in there. Our car also didn't come with all of the clips. So we're going to put them back in where we see fit. All right, we have two clips left. So if you look at this, you kind of see what moves around the most. We want to lock those areas down with whatever we have left for clips. So we're going to go ahead and put ours in here. And the same thing over here. Now again, you're going to have many more clips. Go ahead and install them. Make sure you filled in all those spaces. So now we can install our wheel. All right, now we can do the other ones. Come in here with our 19 millimeter. Just snug these up. Now to torque these down, we're going to have to put the vehicle on the ground so the wheel doesn't spin. Now that our vehicle's on the ground, we're going to torque our lug nuts down to 80 foot-pounds. We're going to do it in a crisscross pattern. And then sometimes, if you really feel the need to, you can run around a second time just to make sure. And that's it. What we're going to do is remove our radiator cap, and we're going to fill our radiator. All right, so we can put our cap aside, drop our funnel in. This is 50-50 concentrate. So what I like to do is put a good amount of antifreeze in and then just visually check to make sure you don't have any obvious leaks. Everything looks pretty good, so we'll continue. I'm going to want to fill this up to the top. Then you're going to want to run your vehicle. You're going to want to cap it first. You're going to want to run your vehicle to operating temperature and let it cool down and recheck your radiator coolant level. At that point, if you need any more coolant, go ahead and add it to the top. You may want to repeat the process once or twice just to make sure you're totally full, and you're good.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.